Alright, so I got top 8 at the Remote Duo Side Deck Regional. About 130 players played the event, and I'm super proud of the accomplishment. I'll be showcasing my deck today, but before we hop into the video, in celebration of Halloween, I have a couple announcements. So I'll be doing a giveaway, and you saw my previous giveaway a couple videos back. I'll be giving away all of that, but I decided to add an extra something just in the spirit of Halloween. I want someone to have this. All you have to do is make sure you like the video, make sure you're sub to the channel, as well as comment, and also follow me on Twitter, because over there you'll be the first to see my Lacrima cosplay, which is going to debut today. I have a lot of content to film for you guys, and I'm super hyped for it. So make sure you follow me on socials, especially Twitter, so you can be entered into the giveaway, and also, of course, see my Lacrima cosplay, which I'm super hyped for. And you know, since it's Halloween, I think this is the perfect time to debut it. So let's hop into the deck profile. I played Yubel. Now, I know this deck might not be the best position deck right now because of all the Charmies running around, but I think you should be fine. You have some of the outs, and the deck is just incredible at going first and going second. You have enough hand traps to deal with the format, in my opinion. So let's talk about the deck. Here we have 3 of the most important starters and 3 of the other most important starters. And the Fiendsmith package, look. So these cards, obviously, you have to play this. I think Darbekening Beast is incredible. There are players cutting it, but I don't think this is the way to go, you know, my humble opinion. As for the Fiendsmith stuff, again, Charmies are annoying, but you have to play this in this deck. So these are the ratios. Listen, the 3 engravers is something that's bothering me a little bit. So in hindsight, if I was to make any changes, perhaps I will start to test 2 engravers, because I kind of get annoyed when I see it going second. It's not ideal. And the hands where you open this, and this are just way too frequent, and I really dislike this. This is a 44 card deck, so I feel like I can cut 1 engraver and also see my other starters a little more. So these are the ratios. Lacrima is incredible. It is an extra life fiend, which just makes a world of a difference. And yes, I need a super rare Lurie. I desperately need it. All right, let's talk about the other cards. I think you have to play 2 Gruesome Grave Squirmer. I think it's an incredible card. It is a great extender, and I genuinely think if you're playing Yubel, this is the way to go. Now let's quickly talk about Chamber versus Escape. Look, I know Escape boards are insane and all of that, but in my opinion, Chamber is the way to go. I think this is what you have to be playing. The plays that you can do with this, if you get interrupted, for example, is incredible, because like you're always going to be getting some value if you're playing this version and you go Shavara, pop, a Solar Rage. I just think this is the superior one. You can do whatever you want, test whatever you want, but this has been performing incredibly well for me, so I don't think I will ever go back to Escape. And also, an extra Yama in the extra deck, like there is no space in the extra deck whatsoever as is, so you don't need an extra Yama. A couple more cards that you have to play. Call by the Grave is insanely important right now because of the Charmies, of course. 1 for 1 is great. I never saw it. Usually cited out going second, but you know, it's there. Also the Yubel cards. Let's just take a second. Now please zoom in into this, because you know, I gotta flex my Yubel cards. I think you have to play the level 11. It is incredible, especially for the throne plays. And 2 Spirit of Yubel. Look, there are players playing only 1 copy of it, but I never really saw much sense in that, because I just always desperately need a 2nd Spirit, and it just allows you to play a little more, like, you can be just chill and, you know, do your Yubel plays, and you know you have an extra 1 in the deck at all times. So yes, and I also had 1 in hand, and it won me a game, because like in the end life points mattered, and I was able to block and attack with this. So love Spirit. Then we have Nightmare Throne at 3, of course, and the 1 Terraforming, and the 2 spell cards you also have to play as part of your engines. Now let's talk about non-engine, because there's a lot of that. Now, 3 Impermanence, 3 Veiler, and 3 Mourner. I think the negation cards are super important right now, and I ran into like 2 fire decks, no, 2 Snake Eye and 1 Rescue Ace, so 3 fire decks. So this is just, it's incredible. And I'm also playing the 3 Fuvalas and 3 Ash. Fuvalas, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I do think you kind of need this. yeah, I know it's a little inaccessible, but the card is great. And it's also like not always for the draws. Like sometimes your opponent is just gonna pass because you throw this and like a Purulia at them, and then you win because they passed. So this card is incredible, even if it doesn't draw a lot. And also like going second, it's fine. If you don't, excuse me, going first, second is fine. Because you can like pitch it for one if need be. So it's not horrible. I guess we can talk about the extra deck first. 3 Phantom. Please, if you can, find space for the 3rd Phantom because it's gonna come up a lot. And you can also, just like with Speed It, you can be kind of like, you can do whatever and you don't really care because you have a 3rd one in the extra deck at all times. At that point, it's just a free body, and a lot of times you need a free body, an extender, like your plays get interrupted, and then you kind of have to think like, okay, I can get a free body with like Gruesome Grave, another one with Phantom, another one with Opening, another one with Engraver, and you kind of just, you desperately need the bodies in my opinion. And just overall, Phantom is just an insane card. It is not real, it's amazing. Now this is the entire Fiendsmith package, and the Moon, of course. This is very self-explanatory. And then the Unchained stuff. Just 1 Yama, because we have enough space to play the 3rd Phantom, so we're not playing the 2nd Yama for Escape. And Rage, of course, for all of your end boards and combos. And the 2 fusions, I think NAWCQ is still incredible. There are like versions where people play the Cross Sheep and not play this, I guess. But I don't know. I think this is amazing because in some combos you are actually able to draw. If you leave this on the board and then go Shavara Pop, Rage, add back Engraver, Engraver effect, you get to draw with this. You get to draw with this for the opening effect. Like, it's really, really nice. Also, it's a level 6 for Caesar if need be. This is a level 6 Engraver, and then also Shavara, so you can make this a lot. And then there's also, of course, the Varudras, which is amazing. And yeah, Aerial Eater by itself is just a great card because in some instances, like, you don't necessarily have to access your Yubel plays. You can just send an Engraver for an extra body, or you can send like an actual Yubel card to just make a Phantom. So there's a lot that you can do with this card. And the 2 other links, which are very important in this deck. So yeah, incredibly self-explanatory. Let's talk about the side deck. Now there are a couple standard things in here, but we'll talk about something else when I get to this. So Purulia, amazing. I think it's a very, very important card in this format. Also Ogre. I really love this card. Like, I genuinely think it's okay to side it and take up the 3 side deck spots for this because it's amazing in a lot of matchups. I think it's great against Snake Eye. It's also useful against stuff like Centurion and Tempai Dragon, even though it's not that insane. But if you're going for a full hand trap approach, you just want to climb to like 18 or 21 post side. And then there's the 3 Cosmic for the same reason, like just Centurion and other annoying stuff, which actually it came up because I played against like a Sun anti-meta deck and Cyclone was great. Now let's talk about something else. So this, I do not have Thrust. I don't currently own it, and I would play 3 Thrust, 1 Barrier, 1 DDG, 1 Talent, and probably 1 Harpies. This would be like the most perfect package, but since I don't have it, I just wanted to be ready for Tempai Dragon because I think the Thrust package is amazing when you have like all the targets and stuff, if you get Charmist or Shifted or whatever and you just want to deal with the opposing deck. So this is a plan B approach, but you know, if you have Thrust, I would encourage you to play it. And then the 2 extra deck monsters, which are amazing. Now you can also side Nightmare Phoenix if you want to, if you can fit some of that stuff in the extra, you can do that. Just do whatever you want with the extra deck cards, but I think these 2 are super, super important. And they did win me a game. Game 3 on the bubble, which, you know, I'm still sweating thinking about that game. Yeah, these 2 cards are great. And that's pretty much it. So hindsight, Thrust package would be great, and probably I have to cut the 3rd Engraver because also like going first combos are not that insane when you open only Engraver, so I think it's okay to cut it. And yes, that's pretty much it. Again, I'm super proud of the accomplishment. Also, I played with 1 less finger, so there's that as well. And yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. And of course, comment so you can be entered into the giveaway. Make sure to keep an eye out for Twitter and the Lacrima cosplay. And thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.